What's going on YouTube? TeamSC back online here. Got another update for you guys today. Now Blizzard finally released a balance patch that they intend to implement. I know they've done quite a bit of proposed balance changes and a lot of balance testing maps. If you guys remember the whole siege tank dilemma back in the day. Just a lot of stuff going on, but they never actually implemented any of it and followed through on it. They're actually saying they're going to commit to these changes and change them. So I'm really excited to actually see a couple changes. It's been like 6 months, so it's going to be good. It looks like it's going to be okay for the game. So first major change they're doing is to Protoss. It's actually not too major. It's not going to really affect more of the higher level gameplay where a lot of Protoss tend to open, especially in ones with Stargate openers, going for Phoenix, trying to make sure Zerg doesn't do any drops or go into Mutalisk play later on in the game. The change is they are buffing Photon's cannon's damage against biological units by an additional 10. So this means pretty much everything Zerg air is going to get hit a lot harder by the Photon cannon. It's definitely going to help lower level players defending against mutaballs who are not as good as multitasking and things of that nature. So I can see this change being pretty good for Protoss in general, a buff, and especially all leagues Diamond and below. Next change, that was the only thing Protoss got. They did do a couple changes for Terran that I'm excited about. They did change the Terran Thor, finally. They are taking away its Javelin missile launcher, which is the one that did splash damage and extra damage to light units, so made Thor very good at, hitting mutaballs, but there was really no reason to make Thors because everything the Thor would do, the Liberator would just do it better, because Liberator did splash and a lot of damage to light units too, plus it can fly and it's a lot more mobile than the Thor, so there's really no reason to ever make a Thor when you could just make a Liberator and cover your anti-air like that. But now the Thor's gun is completely different. It's kind of back to the old one, except it does a lot more damage this time around. The base damage is one shot 35 damage, single target damage, and it does an additional 15 to armored. So this is definitely huge because ground mech armies always have a lot of trouble dealing with, especially like Broodlords and just like Void Rays and Sky Toss in general. This is going to be very, very good. I'm excited to see this. Even going to help Thors deal with Liberators, because Thor's anti-air cannon range is quite large. So I can see this being very, very good. Definitely going to help ground mech become a lot more viable. And it's definitely a good answer. They're not as good against Mutalisks anymore because they just do the single target damage. But that's okay because Widow Mines are very good at dealing with Mutalisks. So a nice army with some Widow Mines, some Thors, definitely going to be fairly balanced to be able to cover the major threats, which were pretty much Broodlords and like Sky Toss in general. Second change they did to Terran. This one's kind of a nerf to the Liberator. They did change the Liberator's damage from 7 to everything to 4 plus 3 against light. So this means Liberators are still good at dealing with clumps of light units like Mutalisk, but they're going to be a lot worse at dealing with air in general, like armored units, like Corruptors, like pretty much Liberators. Honestly, you could make Liberators to deal with anything in the air and they did just fine. Like you didn't need to make Vikings for Corruptors. Even though Vikings do more damage to armored, the splash from the Liberators kind of just made up for it. So you can just make Liberators and destroy Corruptors and pretty much just anything air that was clumped up besides like battle cruisers because of their ridiculous armor. So this is going to make Liberators better at what they're intended to do, deal with Mutalisks and light air units, but not as good against like Corruptors and any other sort of armored air. So this is going to have Terran kind of needing to rely more on Vikings to deal with these threats instead of just going for mass Liberators. So a little bit of a nerf there, but I don't think it's going to be too bad. I actually kind of like it. Give a little bit more variety instead of just massing one unit. So hopefully we'll see some more interesting unit compilations coming up, especially on those 3v3s. Last major change is to the Zerg. They increased the supply of the Swarm Host to 4 from 3, but decreased its cost. It was 200 minerals and like 100 gas. Now it's 150 minerals, 75 gas. Don't really know how I feel about it. It's already kind of been a little harassed unit. You make like 4 or 5 of them and then you're just kind of done with it. They're not as expensive to lose now, which is a good thing, but they take more supply, so you can't really make that many of them. So I see it just, it's kind of getting pinned into its role as like a one-time mobile harass unit. So I like it. I do like that the Swarm Hosts are cheaper. So it's definitely, I don't know. I think it'll be okay. get an infestation bit, get a couple swarm hosts. It's not too much of an investment, but lets you get some harass out, and if you lose them, it's not the biggest deal. But yeah, I'm excited. They're definitely doing some changes. Hope to excuse me. I look forward to seeing how this impacts team games and ones alike. Definitely going to upload a couple games as soon as the balance patches go into effect. They're talking about more towards the middle of the month, around like the 22nd, 23rd, they'll actually implement the patch, which is good. Other than that, guys, Dreamhack Austin tomorrow. I live in Texas, for those of you who don't know. I will be going down with my good friend Ultram, and we are going to be at Dreamhack for 3 days, crafting our brains away and just watching some of the epic 1v1s down there. So if you're not already following it, I do have the link for the Facebook page down below. I'll be posting some updates and maybe pictures from Dreamhack down there if any of you guys are interested in following. Also, spread the word, guys. We just hit 100 subscribers. I know, when I started a year ago, it was 1 subscriber. It's been slow, but you know, we're getting there. Slowly but surely. I'm excited. Didn't think I would even hit 20 subscribers, to be honest. So we're going to keep posting some videos. Going to try to get the subscriber count up. Going to try and represent and bring some life to the Team StarCraft scene, okay? So if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.